So, this is a pretty interesting story. Rudy Giuliani's son is claiming ownership of his father's World Series rings, which are now being sought by the two Georgia election workers who won a $148 million defamation judgment against Giuliani.
Wow, that's a lot of money, and it's interesting that the rings are part of the equation. I wonder if they have any real monetary value beyond their sentimental value.
Absolutely. And it's a story that will likely continue to unfold. We'll have to see how the courts decide on the ownership of the rings and the other assets. It's a case that will be closely watched, and it could have implications for future cases involving defamation and accountability.
I agree. It's a case that raises important questions about justice, accountability, and the power of the law. It's a story that will be remembered for years to come.
Well, the rings are definitely valuable, but not necessarily for their monetary worth. They're more symbolic of Giuliani's time as mayor and the Yankees' success during those years. It's a bit of a tug-of-war between family ties and legal obligations.
It's a classic case of conflicting interests. On one hand, you have the son who claims his father gifted him the rings, and on the other, you have the election workers who are trying to collect on a massive judgment. It's a complex situation.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the rings. The election workers are also seeking Giuliani's Manhattan apartment and other assets. It seems like they're determined to collect everything they can to compensate for the damage Giuliani caused them.
It's understandable. They suffered a lot because of his false claims, and they deserve to be compensated. But it's also interesting to see how Giuliani is trying to avoid paying up. He's appealing the judgment and even filed for bankruptcy, which was dismissed.
Right. He's using every legal tactic he can to delay the process and potentially avoid paying. It's a classic case of someone with power and influence trying to avoid accountability.
It's a shame that he's putting up such a fight. It's clear that he's responsible for the damage he caused, and he should be held accountable. It's a reminder that even powerful people can be held responsible for their actions.
Exactly. And it's not just about the money, it's about justice. The election workers deserve to have their names cleared and to be compensated for the harm they suffered. It's a story that highlights the importance of holding people accountable for their actions, regardless of their status or influence.
It's a powerful story, and it's a reminder that justice can be a long and arduous process, but it's important to keep fighting for what's right, even when it's difficult.